Yo, guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Bootio's Boy Wrestling fan interview. Today, on this part two interview, I'm with my second guest of the day, Slick Wagner Brown, SWB. How's it going today, man?
It's going good, man. It's going good. How about you? How you doing?
Doing okay. Second interview, and then I'm going to sleep after because I'm tired. So, it's been a long day, but I'm surviving. So.
Well, that's good, man. You're working. You're working hard. That's good.
Mm-hmm. So, you're the owner of Tested Strength Wrestling in East Hartford. Can you tell us about your school?
So we're a fairly new training facility in East Hartford, Connecticut, established in 2014. We have a diverse roster that we train to do events, and we also run live events.
Cool. Um, can you tell us who is on the roster? Some of the stars that are on the roster.
A lot of new guys that started out, maybe a year or 2 years ago. Some guys more, but all the guys from our gym that's working our events right now is like the Firm, Sammy Diaz, um, Richard Stone, Jay Bricks, and Elijah Six. You have Cold Cash, which is Ryan Frost and TJ Howell the third. You have Ty Shine. You have newcomer Ichiban. He just debuted at a training day and competed at the last Lone Survivor in Northampton. Um, there's a lot of guys. You got Dickie Moon. He's from PWA. Came over to Test of Strength when they closed. So did Elijah Six, Ryan Frost. Um, there's trying to think. There's Bobby Ocean, who's also the assistant trainer at Test of Strength. Um, man, there's a lot of guys. A lot of guys. There's Evie De La Rosa. She was previously in Puerto Rico, and she, took a break, like a 5-year break, and came back to us maybe last year, I believe. Um, so there's a lot. I wasn't really prepared for that question, but there's a lot of guys and girls that compete for us. You probably know the roster better than I do.
Now, I think it was about 3 weeks ago. You do like a kind of like a 1-day training open house camp thing.
Yeah.
And I attended.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what goes into what exactly happens at those open houses?
Well, the open houses, we try to keep it very simple, very basic. So we just go over like the fundamentals of pro wrestling, which are like rolls, exits, hitting the ropes, up and overs. Um, what else? Taking bumps. That's the last thing that we normally go over is bumping. So flatbacks and flip bumps. But the basic stuff is just rolls, hitting the ropes, up and overs, exiting the ring, knowing how to get out of the ring, stuff like that. You know the drill.
Uh-huh. Which I'll ask this question next then. Be completely honest. How do you think I did? I mean, I wasn't the best at exiting the ring. I know that. But being completely honest, how do you think I did at the open house?
I thought you didn't quit. You didn't quit. You kept trying. You never gave up. You struggled with some of the things that we do. A lot of people do because it's not something that people do every day. So it's totally new, and it's trying to learn something new is very difficult and is brave. A lot of people don't like to do that because they don't want to fail or whatever. But I thought you did good. You struggled a bit with the stuff, but you never gave up. So that's what I look for. I'm not looking. I don't look for perfection. Someone who's gonna do everything right the first time. Um, I'm looking for that heart. You know what I mean? Because you can't teach that. You can't teach work ethic, and you can't teach heart.
Now, you said Test of Strength is completely new, 4 years old. You said
6 years old. Yeah, started
so,
late 2014.
what went into creating the Test of Strength wrestling?
I've been wrestling for a long time, over 2 decades, and so I've seen a lot. I've experienced a lot, and Test of Strength is just something that I felt that I could create and kind of shape wrestling the way I feel that it should be, and I think that in doing that, like, we can give fans an alternative. We create an environment where people can apply their craft and learn and grow. And we present a diverse roster, which is not something that you often see in pro wrestling.
Now, Test of Strength, they have well, because since it's your company, you guys have titles. You have a heavyweight title, and you have tag team titles. Now, the tag team titles are really cool because they got the fist and
Yeah,
everything like that.
yeah.
What went into designing those? Who came up with the idea for that?
Alex Rojas, he's the guy that he's our GM, and he's the guy that handles a lot of the way you see how we look, so how we present ourselves in visually. So he comes up with a lot of the merchandise and the way that logos and stuff, and the flyers and everything like that. So that was a team, a collaborative effort, coming up with the TOS logo.
Now, if a wrestling fan, is going to their first Test of Strength wrestling show, whether it's a training day or Lone Survivor, what should they expect from the roster?
They should expect innovation. So they're gonna see stuff that they've probably never seen before. They can expect, 100% from start to finish. They can expect different characters. A lot of the main thing I think is just di- something different. Like, we try to separate ourselves from the bunch. So you may go to one event and you see what pro wrestling is like on television, you know. But when you come to TOS, it's going to be completely different. It's going to be. I like to think that we present a believable product, something that you can believe in, that is believable to the naked eye.
Hmm. Um. Where do you want to have Test of Strength in? Let's see, 4 years when it will be a 10-year thing.
Just keep growing, man. Hopefully, the biggest thing right now is just growing our fan base. You know what I mean? And hopefully we can have, like, some sponsors, some kind of investment. That way we can make things bigger than what they are now. So it's just growth. What, personal, professional, just overall, just talent. I like to see some of our talent get some looks from TV companies. You know, that kind of stuff. I want to see everyone do well.
Now, we've been talking about Test of Strength, your school. Now, let's get into your career.
Yeah.
So you said you were in wrestling for over 2 decades, so that's
Yeah.
over 20 years.
Yeah.
What made you get into wrestling?
I played all kinds of sports. I was an amateur wrestler in high school, and I was a fan of pro wrestling. So a buddy of mine, by the name of Bo Douglas, Bo knows, is his character in pro wrestling. He found Killer Kowalski's school and told me about it and said, "Do you want to check it out?" And I said, "Absolutely." We went down, checked it out. It was everything that we expected and more. And the rest is history, man. I started training, and everything else happened.
Now, if I remember correctly, you mentioned something about you were in the same generation as Triple H when you started training, something
No,
like that.
Triple H started in '93. I started in '98. So he was
Oh,
he he was gone by the time I got there.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you go to
yeah.
the same school or something? Or
Yes, yes. We were trained by Killer Kowalski. So Triple H is a Kowalski guy. Yeah.
now, you are I don't know if it's current day, but you're one of the Test of Strength tag team champions with Jay Freddy. I think that's
Correct.
his name.
Yeah.
Um, are you putting yourself over in your own company, or like how did that happen?
I just felt like we'd be a good first champions. We did a tournament with how many teams? Like 16 other teams. So a 32-man tournament. And originally that wasn't the original plan. The original plan wasn't for us to be the first tag team champions. The original plan was someone else to be the first tag team champions. But as it happens in pro wrestling all the time, things change for whatever reason. In this circumstance, things out of our control happen, and that's what the final result was.
Um, where do you want to be in wrestling? What is your overall goal?
I mean, right now I'm focused on building Test of Strength and growing Test of Strength. Whatever way I can do that, I think the best way is just to have people under the TOS umbrella that train at the dojo and work our events, get looks from TV companies and opportunities from other places, and that will, hopefully put the dome light on us even more. So, I mean that is the goal to get opportunities for everyone.
Now, at Test of Strength, do you guys do seminars with more famous wrestlers? Uh,
Yes, yes,
the other night, Flip Gordon was there.
yeah,
D'Lo Brown was there one time.
yeah.
Can you name some other stars that have done seminars at your school?
Super Crazy, the American Wolves, which is Eddie Edwards. It was Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards. They were the Wolves in Ring of Honor and the American Wolves in Impact or TNA. Who else have we had? We have had Raven. Um, we said D'Lo Brown. We had what's his name? Adam Rose. Uh, who else have we had? We had Bobby Fish. Um, hmm, who else? Hmm, I'm trying to think. That's all I can come up with right now. But we've had a lot of people come through and share the love and spread their knowledge of pro wrestling with our future talent.
Now, there's a guy. His name is Don Kincaid.
Yeah,
He does interviews like me.
yeah.
And he also does his Kincaid Files. What are your thoughts on him? Because I just like getting people's opinions on him. Because he does it to me sometimes.
I like Don, man. He's doing a lot for underground wrestling. He loves it. He's passionate about it, and he shares it with as many people as he can, and that's a good thing. So I appreciate guys like you and guys like Don who has a love for pro wrestling and they want to share it. That's the best part. You got to share that love.
If people want to do more research on Test the Strength and even your career, if you could name one match, um, yeah, forget about the Test of Strength thing that I just said. I confused myself. Is there any match that people should watch if they want to get more info on you?
Like I mean, there's a lot. Like one of the matches the guys have been talking about at the dojo recently is my match with Abyss. So from a ballpark brawl, it was like '05. So I did like a gauntlet match, and I wrestled like 5 or 6 guys, and the final guy was Abyss. So that's a good one. My match with Jay Lethal from CCW, which is Connecticut Championship Wrestling. Joe LaChance ran that back in the day. My match with Samoa Joe from TCW. My match with with Too Cold Scorpio from 2CW. There's a lot of matches and moments from 2CW. A lot of matches and moments from Jersey All Pro. There's also me versus Hurricane and Rosie, R.I.P. to Rosie, on Sunday Night Heat. That was a good match that I did with Romeo Roselli, which was Johnny Heartbreaker on the Indies. So there's a lot of, if you go on YouTube and type in Slick Wagner Brown, a whole bunch of shit will, a whole bunch of videos will pop up. But those are the ones that come to mind.
Yeah, you named a lot, and a lot of famous wrestlers in this sport today.
Yeah.
What do you look for in wrestling? Like, what is your some people look for the fans' reaction. They look for the passion. What do you look for?
As far as what? Training, events? What do you mean?
When you wrestle, what is your goal when you're in that match besides winning?
Oh, like when I walk in between the ropes?
Yep.
Creating memories, man. I want to create memories. I want people to feel good. If I'm the hero, I want them to feel good. If I'm the villain, I want them to feel like shit. But I want to have some kind of emotional reaction and connection with the audience, and I want them to remember my name.
Slick Wagner Brown.
That's right.
You're also another nickname. There's two nicknames. I forgot the other one, but they just put your initials in it, SWB, and
Right.
you even got your own logo for it because I see it all over the signs at the training facility.
Yeah.
Where'd that come into the idea of your character?
The hand symbol came from a manager, John Rodeo. So John Rodeo trained at Kowalski's. He was a manager for the Archangels, which was back in the day, Damon Darkangelo and Steve King, who both trained at Kowalski's as well. So he managed those guys, and he hit me up, one time, back a few years ago, and he came up with that hand logo for my character. And I thought it was cool, so I started using it.
Wow, very interesting stuff, and
Yeah.
these very interesting answers too. Now, I want to know because I thought I broke the wall at Test of Strength because I was leaning up against it. How did the wall break at Test of Strength? I thought it was me because I leaned up against it and I was like, "Oh, did I just do that?" And then someone was like, "No, it's been like that."
Yeah, no, that's from Bobby Ocean. So we were doing a match at during training during our workout, and Bobby Ocean took a spill to the outside and rammed into the wall. So now we have that indention there from Bobby Ocean. We'll never forget.
Excuse me for 1 second. My dog just got out. Damn it. Summer, come here. Get back in here. There you go. Sorry after that interruption.
No, your dog listens all the time.
Oh no, she doesn't listen all the time. It's like
Yeah.
if you bribe her with a treat or some kind of food edible thing, she'll be your best friend. So
Right.
so how long do you think you've already been in the business for over 20 years, and you also said that you want to get your test of strength school higher up than it already is.
Yeah.
Your wrestling career, where do you think it will be the end of the line?
I don't know, man. I don't think about that. I just think about what's in front of me right now, and we're doing this. Me and Jay Freddie doing this tag team thing, and we're hoping to get the opportunity to do big stuff with that. So that's the goal right now. And like I said, everything's not really focused on my I've already had achieved a great deal of success in the business. I've done a bunch of things that the guys and girls that are training right now would love to do, and my goal is not really for me to be doing those things. It's for them to do those things. You know what I mean? So if I can get that to happen by getting my foot into a TV company, then that works as well. But the bigger picture is to get them into that.
Now, I want to go back a little bit to the open house stuff. When entering and exiting, entering the ring, you have a bunch of options, but exiting the ring, you gotta do one of four things.
That's right.
Why do you want people to do one of those four rather than just hop right, either roll under the rope or just exit like normally?
Because again, it's fundamentals, and one of the ways that you ingrain that into the guys and girls is by having them do it all the time, and repetition is key. So by doing that, they don't have to think about it when they're on a live event or in a different setting. If they're in TV on a TV match, they won't have to think about how to exit the ring. It just comes like second nature, like tying your shoes or brushing your teeth. You don't think about those things. It's just something you do. You do it every day.
Now, do you like playing games? Because I do this with some promoters. I've actually
Yeah.
always done this. Do you like playing games?
What kind of games we talking about?
So I'm gonna name a wrestler from the Tos1 roster. You gotta
Okay.
describe him in one word.
One word. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Bobby Ocean.
Uh, Stiff.
Dan the Man.
Promos.
Slick Wagner Brown.
Hall of Famer. Is that 3 words?
Ryan Frost.
Evil.
Elijah Six.
Cocky.
Ref Gina. She's part of the Tos1 roster.
Yes. Gina. Let's see. Respect.
Let's see. Ichiban.
Number 1. Is that 2 words?
That's 2 words. That.
I'm gonna use a hyphen.
El Jabroni.
El Jabroni. The first. Well, he said 1 word. Let's see. Luchador.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah. Nacho Libre though.
People say that I should be like Nacho Libre in my wrestling career, mostly because I like to eat a lot. So
That you could tag with Jabroni.
yeah, be a good tag team. I mean, people already see my face though. I gotta come up with something.
It's all right.
Let's see.
All Ray's face too. It's okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to think who else is on the roster. Hippie Dickie Moon. I think that's his name.
You said Dickie.
Wait, what was his name?
That's his name.
Wait, did I say it right?
You did. I'll just think you said Dickie. But 1 word. Smooth.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm trying to think. Well, your tag team partner, Jay Freddy.
Jay Freddy. Fighting spirit.
That's 2 words.
I'm gonna use a hyphen. I'm hyphenating it.
That's so unfair, but hey, at least you played. Don Kincaid. He's technically a part of the roster.
Okay. Don Kincaid. Passion.
What about one of the he hasn't made his debut yet, but I saw him at the training. Jordan. I don't know his last name, or his wrestling name.
Jordan Rowe.
Jordan Rowe?
Future.
Future? Hey, that's my nickname.
Yeah, that's a good nickname.
Mm-hmm.
You got right.
Yeah. We'll have like a future ladder match or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Trying to think. Evie De La Rosa.
Evie De La Rosa. Fire.
TJ Howell.
Smug.
I ran out of people to think of. Like, I don't know anyone else. Those are like the top names. That's about it.
Yeah. Well,
I know there's definitely.
Got Tyshawn.
Oh, yeah, Tyshawn.
How dare you? First.
I never been to a TOS show. I just went to the training thing because I saw an ad on it. So
You've never been to a TOS event?
mm-mm.
Well,
No, I'm
we're
I'm
gonna have
I'm
to change,
hopefully going to.
we're gonna have to change that.
Yeah.
And
So one thing that I noticed, it was the don't be offended, but I just thought you looked like you were part of the Nation of Domination. The ad for the open house night where you're like holding the thumbs up with the hat on. Has anyone ever told you that you look like you're part of Nation of Domination?
not until now. What member? Before
um,
I just look like I belong in the group.
you just look like I'm gonna try to pull up the thing too. It was hilarious. I know I can find it. Test the strength. Yeah, that right there. You look like you're supposed to be a nation in domination.
I'm pointing the finger like we want you.
We are the nation. Domination.
Well, you gotta tell Vince we'll bring it back. I'll be the leader.
Yeah, I mean, Aces and Eights is supposed to go back in Impact, so you can bring back Nation of Domination in WWE.
There you go.
Is there anyone that is definitely going to be a star in TOS? I mean, there's already many stars in TOS, but like, name some of them.
What do you mean? Like in to get bigger in the company? Like a draw?
Like who's at the bottom, but you can definitely tell that they're going to be the future.
I mean, Ichiban just debuted. I think he has a tremendous upside. Granted that he keeps working hard and keeps his head down and stays focused. But I mean, all the guys that I named earlier, the Sammy Diaz, the entire firm group. I mean, those guys are on fire right now. If they keep doing what they're doing and just, again, same thing. Just keep your head down, keep working hard, stay busy. Don't be out there, on the street doing whatever. Just stay focused on the task at hand, pro wrestling and being the best at it and moving up and creating opportunities for yourself and people that, come after you, you know what I'm saying? So all those guys, the Cold Cash. Well, I love the name Cold Cash. I think that's a great name. And, they just got to put in the work and match, match how people feel about the name and the tag team with what their expectations. So when you have a cool name like that, the expectations are high. So it's something to live up to. And Evie, she's the only female we have right now. Obviously, we have other talent that's from the outside, like Karen Bam Bam and Brother Greatness and um, Dash and D, which is the congregation as a unit, and a lot of other outside talent that comes in, and Mike Skyros, who's currently the K1 Classic champion. He defeated Sammy Diaz and Brian Pillman Jr. at the last event. You missed that, bro. See that? That's a good one right there. But there's a lot, man. Just keep your eye on the product, man. You got Bobby Ocean. There's so many guys. Bobby's been around for a little bit as well. He's the assistant trainer, like I said, but he's also got a lot to prove and has a lot more things that he can do in the business as well. So I think the sky's the limit for a lot of those guys. But again, the biggest part is just that work ethic, just working hard
and learn how to exit the ropes properly.
Yeah,
we want you.
We want you, brother.
Now, like you just mentioned, Bobby Ocean, assistant trainer. And the championship crowning of the heavyweight champion, Bobby tore his Achilles. Right. Now, I don't know if he was out, I don't know what kind of injury that is. I'm pretty sure, he was out for a while then.
He was painful.
Yeah. What was it like to know that you just crowned the first ever inaugural champion, and then you had to vacate it?
Bittersweet. We didn't vacate it. we allowed him to return, and I think he had some outside the company title defenses. He didn't have a lot because he was hurt for most of his run. So it was bad timing for him because I felt like Bobby being the first champion and being out there, he was going to be a good rep for the company, and he can do a lot of things. But Dan has done. He's a second champion, Dan the Man, and he's I don't like his style, but he's done an excellent job with that title. Yeah.
You don't like his style.
I don't like
Not many people do. I mean, he's a great heel, but he knows how to talk. I will say that.
Right.
What was I going to mention? Oh, you talked about Mike Skyros being the K1 trophy holder. Why have a trophy instead of like a middle card title?
You just named the reason right there in your question. I didn't want to have another title that people viewed as lesser. I wanted all the titles to be equal. So we have the TOS Championship, we have the TOS Tag Team Championship, and we have the TOS K1 Classic. Now that title represents history, a lineage. That is a shout out to my trainer and mentor, Killer Kowalski, R.I.P. So that is a lot to live up to. That's basically the workhorse title.
Wow.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about? All right. Well, we can go back to the game thing because you did mention people that I forgot to mention. Karen Bam Bam. She's an outsider, you said.
Yeah. But she's also part of family. She's extended family. Yeah. I don't want to call her an outsider.
Well, I'm just saying what you said. I'm not, but no, I get what you mean.
I'm gonna rephrase that. Then she's an extended family. I think Karen originally trained at Johnny Rod's in New York.
I love that restaurant, Johnny Rockets, right?
One word for Karen Bam Bam. Fun.
Sammy Diaz.
Sammy Diaz. Let's see. I think I'm gonna say workhorse.
Mike Skyros, another outsider, but extended family.
Mike Skyros is trained by Zachary Springate III, who is also a Kowalski trainee. So Skyros is definitely extended family. He's a part of the Kowalski group. He's grandfathered in, just like Jay Freddy. Jay Freddy was trained by ZS3 as well. So that's why we're the Kowalski guys. He's grandfathered in. One word to describe Skyros. I'm gonna say Twilight.
Twilight. I like that movie. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh, this is what I wanted to bring up. Now, in training at the one day, I don't know if you can call it was a training session, but it wasn't like learning one step at a time. You do everything as best as you can. What exactly does eat your opponent's lunch mean?
Eating your opponent's lunch?
Yeah.
That's a phrase that I use to give guys an example of what I would like to see in terms of them playing the role of a villain. Now, if you've been in the lunchroom and you've seen someone being bullied and the bully eats their lunch, that's literally what it means. How does that make you feel when you see that or when you experience it?
It makes you sad. I mean, I never experienced the lunch part, although I used to be, if you want to hear a funny story, I used to be an entrepreneur at my old school. I sold things. It wasn't drugs or alcohol or anything like that. It was candy, soda, and my chips. Like, I had everything. I was the guy that, like, had the trench coat, got this, got that. But my main seller, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Condoms. That was my main seller. And this guy walked up to me. He was like, "Here, I'll give you $1 And then he was like, psych. And he just took the condom and turned it into a water balloon and threw it at the teacher. I later found that out. But, I mean, it took away 50 cents from my profit. But
Right.
I was still funny. So,
Yeah. Well, that's a case of bullying, right?
yeah.
So that made you feel sad. That made you feel angry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what bullies do. Bullies are villains, right? There's no such thing as a good guy bully, right?
Like Dan the Man.
Yeah, bullies are villains. No one likes a bully.
No, absolutely not.
The only thing they like in terms of bullies is when they get punched in the face.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, Now, COVID-19 has pushed out a lot of wrestling. It's definitely closed gyms. I want to know, what have you done to stay active, stay fit, stay in like wrestling shape, and what's your diet been like during this quarantine?
Man, it's been honestly. Uh, I just started doing a intermittent fasting, which means that I only eat between the hours of 10 and 8 p.m. So after 8 p.m. I don't eat, and I don't eat before 10 a.m. So the goal is to drop some lbs and get back to, you know, in the groove of things, because you gotta stay ready.
Yeah, true. What's your workout regimen been like?
I haven't been doing any, like, I lift weights minimally right now since I've been in this COVID thing. I do calisthenics and I ride the bike, mainly cardio stuff. So riding the bike, walking, uh, hiking, stuff like that.
Now, test your strength where you put on the training days. It's a very unique setting because it's a small building, and the
Yeah,
ring takes up half of the room.
yeah,
It's not like you're not gonna walk into like a room that has like 50 rows around the ring. It's literally like 4 rows, five.
yeah.
Um, Tell us about what goes into creating the shows and how unique it is. Because there's only like 20, maybe 30 chairs, or there's probably more, but
Yeah, there's like 45 people sitting, but then there's always people standing. So probably 50 people that watch these guys when they do the training days. The training days is designed for people to apply what they learn in our workouts. So, once they learn what we teach and they have a good grasp of it, then we give them an opportunity to show that, to apply that, everything that they've learned in front of a studio audience. Now, it's purposely designed that way to have a smaller audience, because that is the hardest group of people to entertain. So there's no atmosphere. Everyone is right up on you. So, you can't do things that you normally could in an arena setting where people are so far away from you, and some people are so far they're watching a big screen. So in a training day, you have to know what you're doing, and you have to be comfortable doing it, because people can hear everything, they can see everything. Nothing is a secret.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can work in that setting and get people to connect with people and get them to be into what you're doing, then you can do it in front of any audience.
Um, I've pretty much ran out of things to ask you, but I do have I do have one more thing, and then we'll flip the script a little bit.
Yeah.
If you, like I said, I'm the first person that ever told you you look like you're a part of Nation of Domination. If you could create your own version of that in TOS, who would be on your who would be in the faction and why?
Bobby Ocean. Um, I would obviously Jay Freddy. He'd be my own heart. Um, what are we missing? Like two. We need two more guys.
Mm-hmm. So
Uh,
you need a Mark Henry, you need a D'Lo Brown, you need the Godfather, Owen Hart, The Rock, and
yeah.
Farouk. I think it is.
Man, I don't honestly know who the other two members would be off the top of my head, two or three. But if Jay Bricks was ever to go hero, then he would definitely be a pick. He could be our Mark Henry. Yeah.
What about Don Kincaid? He should join the faction. He'd be the film guy.
Don Kincaid, he gonna be like the lawyer. Did they have a lawyer at some point? that'd be DK, man. He be the lawyer. Richie Stone might get pissed though.
Well, as I said, I ran out of things to ask you, and that was pretty much the final question. So we're gonna flip the script a little bit.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you'd like to ask me?
Yeah. When did you become a fan of pro wrestling?
I got this question a lot, and it's really fun to answer.
Yeah.
2011, I went to a WWE house show in Springfield, because that's my hometown. And it was the night before the Royal Rumble in Boston. And it was like the road to, like, you know how they do the tours to build up, and nothing ever happens. It's the same match. They'll promote a title match, and then it's like it won't change because it's not on TV. You know what I'm talking about, though?
Talking about, yeah.
So I went to a house show at like the Civic Center in downtown Springfield, and it was like all I remembered was it was a giant square that was like a trampoline but with ropes around it, and it hurt when you fell.
Yeah.
It made a loud boom. So I decided that I enjoyed it. I saw a faction called the Nexus debut, or not debut, but they're around. Everyone hated them. There's a big, tall guy named The Big Show, apparently, and then the main event, everyone cheered for this one guy named John Cena, and I'm like, who's this guy? And then they're like, oh, he's from Massachusetts. He went to Springfield College. And I'm like, oh, cool. So he's been my favorite wrestler, and then from then on, my whole thought from like 2011 to 2017. I thought they just found people from like the street, like, or they went into a random job and they're like, you're gonna be a pro wrestler, you're gonna train, and then you're gonna be a wrestler. And then until I found out about like Pioneer Valley Pro in 2017, I started going to more independent shows. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So your first independent company that you learned about was Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling?
No, Pioneer Valley Pro.
Pioneer Valley, PvP. Okay, cool. So like, what made you decide to buy a ticket and go see WWE? Like, what?
Oh, well, my dad, I think like Comcast was sponsored by like the arena, and like he just got free tickets or something.
So stumbled on, right?
Yeah, and my dad took me and my brother, and I was just like, this is cool. I like it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So your dad started your love for pro wrestling by taking you your first event.
And
cool.
I ended up, a quick funny story, I ended up getting lost and separated by my dad that night, the same night, because he was like, maybe we can go meet them. So he went down to the locker room area, and security told him no, and me and my brother were wandering around the arena trying to look for him.
Yeah.
So, and then he ended up finding us, but yeah.
Well, you tried, man. You can't knock him for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, where did my dad go?
So how do you know so much about TOS the TOS roster?
Don Kincaid. I watched his videos. I've seen the Kincaid videos. I've seen the matches. And then I stumbled upon the Facebook page. And I started following that. I would see like pictures from the shows, and then once I saw the I think one night I was told by I forgot his name. Well, no, it was actually Bobby Ocean. He told me more about the school during his interview, and he was like, "Whenever you want, Donovan, come down and watch or something like that, and reach out to like all the schools that you can." So that's how I found you in your school. So.
That's what's up. So how come you never bought a ticket to see an event? How come you weren't driven to do that?
What?
How come you weren't driven to do that? What? How come you weren't motivated to buy a ticket to an event?
Two things. One, it's in Connecticut, and I thought
Yeah.
it was a very far drive, and it was always like on a day that I couldn't go.
Yeah.
Like it was on a weekend, but either we already had plans, or my mom
Right.
had to work, she couldn't get me there,
I
or
got you.
it was or I just saw like the videos of how small that room is. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be
Yeah.
sold out. Like I'm not gonna be able to go in there.
Right.
So
Okay. Well, you
those
got
are valid answers. So
no, that's true. You got to show up early, man. Those are just the training days. There's always a seat available for you at the road events, but the training day, yeah, you got to show up early.
I
Yeah.
mean, Don Kincaid is probably the first in line. Am I right?
Don and Fogman. Do you know Fogman?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a big supporter of independent wrestling and TOS and myself. But he's always there early, and he's always saying, "Hey, Slick, save my seat, save my seat." So I'll do the same for you too.
All right. And then I can show everyone how to not exit the ring properly. No, it's just funny because I remember like it was the one where you're supposed to go backwards over the top rope, and I
Yeah.
landed in Wrecking Ball's arms, and I was like, "Oh hey," like I did it like that was like actually the only time that I actually went over it properly, but I landed wrong,
Yeah.
and I just remember Wrecking Ball was like this,
Yeah.
just holding me and stuff. It was really funny, and I had a great time that day.
That's what's up. Glad you did.
Anything that you would like to promote on this? Anything?
Just the dojo to promote the school, man. It's your first workout is free. So if you've ever thought of being a pro wrestler and you just never taken the step to do it, this is your chance. We're not going to charge you anything. We're going to let you get in there and feel what it's like uh, on day one for everyone. Guys on TV, guys not on TV. It's all the same for everybody. And hopefully it will inspire you to want to do more.
Say the thing that you told me. You
What's
practice to better your craft or something like that. Say the motivational thing.
I don't remember what I said to you, but repetition is key. That's how everyone gets better. I don't remember exactly what I said to you, but that's something that
Here,
I
I'll
always.
read the message. It was like the promo for Test of Strength. It was the
Yeah.
day. It was the night after, and you're like something. I'll read it. All right. You train to master your craft. You continue to train to stay sharp. That's what you texted me.
That is true. That is 100% true. Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player on the planet, and he shot 500 free throws per day. So let that sink in. He is established. He's won championships already. Everyone knows he is the greatest player in the world. Despite that fact, he shot 500 free throws a day.
Well, Kobe Bryant also worked out for like 8 hours before a game and was
Yeah.
literally in a deep sweat after he was done. So,
Yes, Kobe followed the footsteps of MJ. Even though he was the greatest, he never took his foot off the pedal. Never got comfortable. Never took it for granted. He kept working at his craft because he wanted to stay and be the best.
well, anyway, man, thanks again for this. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, Donovan.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow him on his whatever he promoted. I completely forgot about it.
Media, Donovan. Social media.
He wants you in his nation of domination. Follow TOS on Instagram and Facebook, and yeah, he'll hope to see you there. You can try out to be in the nation of domination. All right, thanks for watching, everyone.